Hey, howdy there, partners. Welcome to The Reliables, a live tabletop RPG show here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment Channel. Brought to you in partnership with Pinnacle Entertainment Group, the makers of the Savage Worlds game system. The Reliables is an interactive experience where you, the audience, can influence the game and the story. Here to tell you about how you can do that is Helen Roundhill. Helen, you want to tell us a little bit about the things that they can pick up in that store?
Oh my goodness, and how. All right, friends. So we're going to start off with maybe my favorite, the shout out. I love suggestions. I love when you tell me things. I love when you just make things that rhyme. You can buy a shout out to do that and make our computer try to mispronounce or pronounce the things that you have put in there. A Benny saved is a Benny earned. If you want to give me a leg up and help us move on the slider, re-roll things, etc., etc. Make soak rolls if we are horribly injured, which is a possibility. A Benny is the way to do it. Now, if you want us to get horribly injured and maybe need to use a Benny, then you can give James a Benny instead. That is called the Jam the Works. It gives the GM a Benny.
Yay!
And makes all of our lives that much better. Ooh. See, you heard it here first. Personality reorder. You get to pick where we are on the slider. If you think I look really cute in a beard, you know what to do. If you want to see these ears again, other direction. And you can do that with pretty much everyone. They're not as cute as me, but you could do it. All right, let's see. Win, lose, or draw. They get to draw a second card for their initiative and choose the higher of the two. This is great because I consistently draw like a 3. Let's see. Shocker on Chalk Street. Not what you thought it was in high school. What, James? I don't understand. Why are you laughing? Shocker on Chalk Street. You, and by you, I mean James. This gives James the opportunity to move us all over the place, personality-wise, at seemingly complete random at the worst possible times. Was I about to cast Beast Friend and now I am hugging an angry rhinoceros? That's what that would do. Dance Magic Dance. You want to see our sick dance moves? I mean, you do, right? I do. You do. We all do. Then you can buy a Dance Magic Dance. Moving on, story time. If you want to know our deep, dark, dirty secrets, you can purchase a story time. At that point in time, the character, either the avatar or the pilot, will have to go into their tragic backstory on command for you. So that's story time. Next, you have a reliable source. Everyone steps into the confessional booth in the middle of action to tell you exactly what is on their mind at that exact moment, with the sort of nod and a wink that their castmates or their teammates might not ever find out about this. So, for instance, holy crap, Jonah Mox has failed again. And is now a puddle on the floor that I'm going to have to carry around in a jar for the rest of the episode. And you know what? I couldn't be more pleased. That kind of thing. Let's see, an education. This gives, guys, like, don't do it. Just don't do it. This is what I have for you. Getting an education allows James to be the edgiest edgelord that ever edged on the lorded the edge.
Edged on the Lord.
Edged on the. I will not ask for that definition. Although, if you want to tell us what it is, you can purchase a shout out. So that allows James to give edges to our attackers, make them sharpshooters, for instance. Yes. Why? All right. Rule of cool. This is awesome. So we get to decide whatever the heck we want to do, regardless of whether or not it's actually possible. And you, yes, you friends, get to vote on whose rule of cool is the best. And if they win, they automatically succeed. And if they don't, they have to try anyway. And if they decide to try to do too many things during the rule of cool, they try to do it at a massive disadvantage. But we don't know anyone like that. Let's see. There is a hack attack. Some of you are already well and truly familiar with the hack attack since I believe
it's about to make us go swimming.
Exactly, since all of us are about to get absolutely drenched in your choices. For this, you can, James, don't you dare say a word. For this, if you purchase this, y'all get to work together to mess up our lives. Choose something absolutely insane to. Wow, we just got there. Okay. So yeah, you can send, say, a gigantic sentient flood, which is what we were actually talking about. You perverts, to make our lives harder, or a sentient stagecoach to make them better. All right. I mean, those are only examples. You're not limited to that. Allow your freak flag to fly. No, allow your creativity to take wing.
There you go.
Better. All right. That's the store.
Much obliged, Helen. And, well, since you have met Helen, how about I take a moment and formally introduce the entirety of the cast to you, right? Let's start over with Elise Moore. Elise Moore is Ranger Rhonda Riddenhauer, the last Space Ranger, protector of the innocent, instrument of justice, and best human shield merit badge holder. Rhonda does her best to always do what is right, just, and true. Rhonda joined the team to make a difference in the universe. Christian Doyle is Jonah Mox, a low-down, no-good varmint, a shape changer. Last of his kind, and some damn fool paroled him to the team. And when he's not stealing everything that isn't bolted down, he's causing some other kind of trouble. It's best that you keep an eye on him. Zanderladen is Paul, pretty much a walking, talking boulder. Incredibly smart. Let's just hope his curious nature doesn't get the team into too much trouble. Paul joined the team for a chance to learn and explore the secrets of the universe, and has proved invaluable in getting them out of more than a few scrapes. Helen Roundhill is Princess Hedgehog,
Hello.
Goblin royalty, though also the last goblin from their dimension, the poor thing. Still, they managed to keep smiling through it all and be the center of attention just about all the time. It helps that they've got all that magic and know how to use it. Together, they are the Reliables, making the universe a better place, one mistake at a time.
We don't make mistakes.
Before we
Never
get
once.
started, we're going to tell you a little bit about the Savage Worlds game system. Christian, do you mind talking a little bit about that?
Not at all. Come to me. Today, we are going to be playing the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition role-playing game. Savage Worlds is a role-playing game that uses dice like many role-playing games, with your abilities and skills represented by a particular dice on a scale from a D4 being the smallest and a D12 being the largest. We use those in conjunction with a wild die as player characters to achieve maximum results, letting our dice ace, and therefore being able to roll them and add those totals together. That's one of the ways that we determine whether or not we succeed or not on the reliables. We also will be using our avatars, and initiative works a little bit different than most games, as that we are each dealt a card at the beginning of initiative. Highest card wins in reverse alphabetical order as far as suits go. And that's basically
win
Savage
is a
World. It
draw.
fits just about any kind of world you can want it to fit to. It's got powers that cover the gamut of just about everything you could want them to cover. It's a catch-all system. And today we are going to be playing in Deadlands, the original Savage World system set in the weird West, where not only is it 1880 something or other, but the supernatural is a very, very real thing. People make deals with the devil to perform amazing feats. Werewolves and vampires roam alongside spirits of the West. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Christian. In this particular episode, we are using avatars, as he mentioned. Now, what exactly is an avatar? Well, they're persons of significance who will share their body with the mind and the soul of a pilot. In this case, the reliables. Now, who's in charge at any given moment can get confusing, and that's where the slider you'll see on the screen comes in. When it's all the way over on the P, the pilot personality is in charge. When it is on the A, the avatar personality is in charge, and when it's in the middle, it's a mix of both. This also determines which character sheet they have access to. They can move themselves on the slider with bennies. You can buy those for them in the store. Or you can move them with a personality reorder if you decide they need to be in a particular spot. And there's, of course, the system shock, which makes them end up in a place completely and totally randomly. Oh, and if one of them happens to draw the Joker for an initiative card, well, they can put any other player in any spot they want on that slider. Pretty convenient for them.
Oh, only on the slider, not
Yeah.
any spot they want. Just checking.
Thanks, Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where were we? Oh yeah, that's right. Our heroes had just stolen a train and were racing headlong into a flash flood that came out of nowhere. I mean, it's not the wrong time of year for this kind of rain. Well, hang on. Heroes is a strong word for these folks, considering that they are in the avatars of some low-down, dirty outlaws.
I was gonna
And
say.
who
Low
exactly?
down is dirtiest outlaws, and don't you forget it.
And who exactly? Well, Ranger Rhonda is piloting Coyote McLeod. That's right, the famous outlaw herself. Fought in the war, expert scout, good with a shooting iron or a horse. McLeod has a knack for getting herself and those around her into a heap of trouble. She once ran the meanest, nastiest, most feared group of outlaws in the West before things took a bad turn and they had a run-in with the Army in Arizona Territory. But now she's got her posse back together and the score of a lifetime in her hands. All she has to do now is get away from any pursuit, including those diabolical Galvanic Collective boys. Jonah Mox is piloting Beaumont Morningstar, card sharp, gun hand, alcoholic, and hex slinger. That's trigonometry for you tenderfoots. The same gun magic that was once used by Doc Holliday. Beaumont used to be pretty close with another one of McLeod's gang, but his nature of always saying they were just partners, and his penchant for keeping his feelings to himself, soured that years ago, and the old fool ain't been the same since. Some folks say he made a deal with the devil, but old Beaumont will tell you the two was fast friends. Paul is Doc Vandal. Pretty much the meanest, nastiest curly wolf to ever ride with McLeod. Part mad scientist, part just plain mad. Doc has a penchant for ingesting just about anything known to have an effect on the body or mind, and a hobby of performing some awfully questionable experiments. You could say Doc's a psychopath. I just wouldn't say it to his face. Big, mean, tough, and smart. You'd best step aside when Doc comes into town. Princess Hedgehog is Shane Masters, the Chi Master. That's right, fancy Chinese Kung Fu. They ain't met a man, woman, or beast they couldn't whoop in a scuffle. Shane has a permanent chip on their shoulder and is known to take offense at just about anything. Shane and Beaumont were close once, real close. But that damn fool Beaumont kept insisting they were just partners. That riled up old Shane to no end. After that last kiss, though, maybe old Beaumont will get things right this time. Maybe there's a windmill after all. Ahead of you, the raging floodwaters are headed straight for the train and the town of Butte City. As the train picks up speed and hits the waters, it begins to slow down, but maintains its course, the weight of all that ghost rock in those cars, keeping it on the tracks. Around you, tents, buildings, and people are being washed away. Livestock are dying, and screams can be heard. This flood will be catastrophic to the area. And what about those poor clergy locked in a cellar? Guess they're just gonna drown.
No.
No.
But hey,
Come on!
probably would.
No!
they got a train. And this flood will sure stop pursuers, or at least slow them down. And they robbed it wearing nun habits and priest robes. I mean, that's gotta count for something, right?
Yeah, it'll get us into hell faster.
None such thing.
Wasn't quite counting on that.
Was anyone here planning on going to hell? Well,
I ain't ever dying.
Yeah, I'm spoken for.
I was hoping to do one of those last minute things where at the end you just kind of go like, I feel real bad about what I did, and then boop, up you go.
well, fortunately, we've got at least one priest with us here today, so with this flood, I'd probably start making amends right about now.
It does seem oddly biblical in a way.
So, a little bit rainy, isn't it?
Matt,
Yeah, a little bit.
How much is it slowing us down? Doc?
I mean, a couple knots. I mean, it ain't so bad right now, but it doesn't look too good moving forward.
What are knots?
Knots, it's one of those catch-all terms like clicks that don't actually mean nothing. It's just an arbitrary system of measurement used in things.
You might be the worst damn scientist I have ever met.
Yeah.
Maybe the
I
best.
assume
Yeah.
you chose knots because we're traveling through water, since that's usually what it's used on. But I could be wrong.
That sounds about right. I've never seen the ocean personally. Don't like it. Big water, you just sink right in there. I don't know how to swim.
Didn't Shane used to be in the Navy?
You just don't.
It's that sailing beach.
You don't
It's
like
the
it because
time.
it would
Yes.
scrub you clean, Doc. It'd wash away most of the grime. I bet you'd lose 20 pounds if you went into the ocean, came back out again.
Grime's where I get my strength. You ever read of Samson and Delilah? It's like that.
So instead of not cutting
Dirt.
your hair, you just don't bathe?
I take a bath, I lose all my smarts. You understand?
No, I guess I
Yeah.
don't.
You know, you gotta be real smart to understand. I mean, it makes sense to me.
Well, I never was much for learning.
Yeah, well, that's the difference between you and me.
I'm not sure I'm ready to stop bathing in order to get whatever that is that you call smart.
Just give it a try, that's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna start.
Yeah, I'll take social acceptability over intelligence at this point.
James, I would like to begin setting up fortifications on top of the train.
Oh yeah? What exactly did you have in mind?
Anything that we could use to provide cover in case we are attacked from all sides.
Ah, I see. Anticipating a little trouble, even though
Always.
you're surrounded by a flood.
Always anticipating trouble.
Okay.
That would have been this
We
is what I
are
would have done
free and
had it not been a
clear.
flood. Could be a flash flood. Could be gone any minute.
It's true. Well, there is not a whole lot you can use, as
Nope.
most of the train is, well, cargo full of ghost rock, which doesn't make for very good cover.
No, you don't want to shoot it.
No, you don't want to
Which
shoot
means
it,
we
set it
also
on
can't
fire.
use the doors.
No. But you know that there is some provisions in the caboose car, which, you know, it's not much, but you can pull a few sacks of things out.
And
Got some potatoes and the like.
I mean, there's plenty of places to hide out on the
On the train itself, it's not bad.
right, and on top, like on top of the engine, for example. Lots of
Great
places, a few places on the caboose that are good to take for cover, but those box cars that are,
Yep, they're kind of just rectangles being
Yeah.
pulled along with wheels on them.
and they're the things we need to be protecting. So
They are the things that you stole. They are the point of this entire endeavor.
I'm gonna do about half.
You
of
ever
what-
dance with chat in the pale moonlight light? Hashtag shout.
See?
Indeed. Good thing I said on.
Yeah,
my
I'm gonna get
friend.
about halfway done setting up some fortifications on top of one, and then I'm gonna sit down and have a drink.
Sounds about right. But usually you don't even make it that long before sitting down and having a drink.
Yep.
I call that quite industrious of you. You're able to set up some cover, and a good half hour, 40 minutes have gone by slogging through this water. And it's not particularly high, maybe only 2 or 3 feet, but that goes over the rails, gets in the wheels, there's debris and mud and sticks, and this train is just not moving particularly fast through all that. Now on the plus side, not a single pursuer from that rail yard you left, which was full of people that could have chased after you. But I would think it's probably pretty hard to get a horse moving pretty quick through this stuff too. Pretty unpleasant all around in the pouring down rain. But over
Can I want to like just get real, just bored and get like a lasso out and just start like fishing for debris out of the passing floodwaters. See if I can get anything interesting. Just.
If you get any fencing, I can make more cover.
Fair enough. You start up fishing with your lasso in the flood water, and there's all kinds of stuff floating in it. Even a goat.
A goat?
A goat?
Oh,
Yep.
Is the goat alive?
Still alive for now, not for long in
Let's
that
get
water.
the goat.
I'm roping the goat.
Roping yourself a goat.
Rope a goat.
Yep.
You've got yourself a goat. A very panicked, very wet goat. Some poor farmer's goat from somewhere. But hey, with that flood, that farmer's probably dead anyway, so it don't matter.
Good point. Good point.
Woohoo!
Well, goats are good climbers, so I'm sure it'll just get on top of one of the cars.
In fact, it's not long before it's climbing along one of the cars.
I really
Hashtag shout
What's
water
up there?
makes a rather good barrier, especially if you contain it in something.
What was that? Oh, water makes a
yeah.
good barrier.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So far, it's been a barrier to pursuit, though you start to hear something in the distance. An awfully strange sound, like a strange whistling sound, getting closer and closer, and then looking out behind you. Yeah, there's some flying contraptions headed your way on those rail cars.
Well, maybe they're not after us. They're probably just flying over
Strange looking
in a
things,
large formation
spinning
directly
little,
toward this.
spinning little blades on top of them, keeping them afloat, moving
Dumbest
along.
thing I ever saw.
There's a dozen of them. 4 of them are decent size too, pretty big. I mean, maybe even the size of a carriage.
Damn.
The others are a little smaller.
How many people you think could fit in one of them?
I mean, 3, 5, somewhere in that range, I guess.
No, I think it's because they're so far away.
And they get closer and closer, and as you're gandering up at one of them, a shot rings out and a bullet ricochets off the car underneath your feet, Beaumont.
Yeah, no. Maybe they're just hunting deer and something by here.
Well, you
Probably
know they're
not after
hunting
us.
our goat.
Trying to get some goat, yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look.
My goat!
Yeah, I'm gonna get down. Sit down, take cover. Get ready.
All right, they start getting closer and closer, and I'm going to deal out some cards.
Woo-hoo.
Oh my, I like that hand of cards right there.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Do we have any?
Oh, there's a couple.
There's a draw too in there. Right?
Ah, it looks like that there in fact is a win, lose, or draw. If somebody wants to try and pull it.
You know,
up.
I would love to try and beat Nate. I'm gonna use it.
All right. Well, in your particular case,
Just missed out.
yeah. not quite there yet. Anybody else feel like trying their luck? Okay,
I would like to, please, yes, and thank you.
all right, spending the Benny for yourself. Here we go.
Wow, she's gonna be one of the others.
Oh, well, that one's worse, so we go ahead and put it aside because you can't get a worse card. But
All
that's
right,
a Benny
all right.
spent. Unfortunately,
I think we've
couldn't
seen
go
how
that way.
today is gonna go.
Looks like it. So I guess that means I'll be starting out. Now, 4 of them, the larger ones, are just going to keep moving closer. They don't really have anything they're going to be able to do this particular turn. But of those 8 smaller ones, each one of them happens to have a sharpshooter on board. And you know, I see that I have.
James.
I see I have 2 edgelords there in the store, and I'm going to use that to make them actual sharpshooters. I think I'm going to give them some.
Hashtag hack attack.
You
This
did
is stuff
this.
tall tales are made of. Stealing an entire train, 3 whole cars of ghost rock. Butch Cassidy wishes he could. Such stories are what the spirit of the West is made of, and it arrives to help out the tall tales in the making.
Uh-oh. Looks like we're going to have a hack attack in this one, guys.
A hack attack on top of a hack attack.
Oh boy.
Scary times.
Scary times. Well, as I was saying, I'm going to use both of those edgelords. I kind of want to make these particular marksmen, great marksmen. I'm going to give them some steady hands so they don't have a penalty for flying on a moving platform. And I think they all deserve marksmen because, well, they're sharpshooters because I want them to shoot even better.
Chat, you did this. Are you proud?
I think it's a
Are
great
you proud
time
of
to use those
yourselves?
getting an educations, using both of them on this same group of bad guys.
Okay, well, when we die, you know this is on you.
Now, people up there out in the open, and I say this because Beaumont's got himself some cover, is Beaumont and Shane and the Doc. So I'm going to be taking most of my shots with them to start with. And, you know, maybe that poor goat might get shot, maybe not. We'll see what happens.
Ain't nobody aiming for the goat.
Nobody's aiming for the goat.
Not the goat.
But you know, there's that whole innocent bystander rule, so we'll see what happens. The goat being, you know, the only innocent bystander in this whole thing.
Can I just like cast some beast friend on that goat and convince it to start dodging like
On
heck?
your turn, perhaps, but I'm going to be getting some shots off first. So I'm going to have 8 sharpshooters. They're all going to be rolling a D10, but we're going to start with different people because some of these situations are going to be a little bit different. So we're going to fire 3 shots at Beaumont, who would have 4 points of cover, but we're going to ignore 2 of those points with marksman. And just roll those. Oh, I see a 10, a 2, a 1. Yep. And, oh, a 10 again. That's
That one'll hit.
I think a 28 is going to get you.
Yeah, nope. Cover or no, that'll get me.
Cover or no, that's going to get you. And so we're going to go ahead and roll some damage on you on that one. That's going to be 2 8-sided dice and a 6-sided dice because that was obviously a raise on that 2-hit roll. Go with a nice, nasty shot on
you
Beaumont.
son of a
Oh,
bitch.
Wow.
the dice are really
Oh.
after you today,
That'll
Beaumont.
kill me.
It might. Oh man, we are going to be looking at.
Does that mean I can go home early though?
We're going to be looking at a total there. If I'm reading this right, there is 23.
That is 23.
23. So you want to spend a Benny and try and soak some of that, Beaumont?
How many wounds is that?
Well, what's your toughness?
6.
Oh yeah, that's going to be 3 wounds, I believe.
So that kills me, right?
Yeah, 4 wounds technically, I think. Yeah, that's 4 wounds. So it would incapacitate you if you don't soak.
Yeah, well then I probably better soak then. I'll spend a house penny.
All right, spend one of those bennies.
Now,
What's your vigor?
because we are surrounded by a flood and are therefore already soaking, do we get like an advantage on this?
It is 8.
All right, I'll take a D8 and a D6 wild die from Beaumont trying to soak it. Good try over there, Shane, but
Look, I'm looking out for my bud.
Nobody's looking out for your bud.
hey, that's not so bad. That's not so
7?
bad.
7 is
7.
good enough to soak up a 26, you think?
Well, not a 26, but there is a wound cap at 3, so it can't do 4 wounds to you. It can only do 3, and that will soak one of them. You will take 2 wounds from that shot, though.
Yeah. Can't
But
do
you're
much
still
about that. Okay, well, I guess I'm still alive then.
Bleeding.
Hashtag BennyX2 good luck.
There we go.
Thank you, Chad.
We're gonna need it apparently.
You know, and
Gee, many
the hard part on that
reasons.
one's going to be that wound penalty you're going to have to
Oh, I don't deal with that.
Oh, wait, you don't, do you?
No, I do not.
Oh. All right, all right, all right.
I am tough as nails.
Well, then. I guess we're going to move on to shooting other people because I still got 5 more people to shoot. Well, 5 more shooters. I'm going to fire 3 shots at old Doc Vandal there,
Okay.
too. If I can get 3 more 10-sided dice, firing at the Doc.
I didn't say it. The doc's definitely undercover too.
All right, I'm going to
Just
ignore
clear.
2 points
Yeah,
of that
yeah.
cover then, which means I'm going to get 1 hit in there, but not enough to get a raise because you got that cover. So if I can get 2d8 rolled on Doc. Six. How's that do on your toughness?
That does not eclipse my toughness.
All right, it looks like the cover absorbed most of the impacts of those bullets, and Doc is still on his feet. Beaumont is bleeding pretty bad next to you, though. And then we're gonna fire our last 2 shots there at Shane. 2 10s, if I could.
Shane wouldn't even get hit. Nope,
Not a chance.
Nope,
not even a little bit.
Shane does not get hit. Now, of course, no one else on the bad guys team can really do anything at the moment because they've got to get a little closer before they can do much more than have those sharpshooters go up. But that was still a pretty damned effective opening volley with those rifles.
Only
and
against
you wound
me.
one of you. And I believe that puts you as next, Owen.
Well, my cover apparently does nothing. So, I'm going to shoot that helicopter thing. Does it look armored?
You know, the smaller ones seem particularly on the frail side. The bigger ones look a little stouter.
Well, bigger ones are too far away to hit with a pistol anyway. But that little one that just shot me, I can shoot that.
Yes, you can shoot it. Just going for it, not the shooter itself.
No, you take care of one, the other get taken care of as well.
All right.
So, I'll take a nice swig of my drink, and then I will ammo whammy.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I'm gonna need a spellcasting roll for that first.
Yep, I'm gonna be doing 3 actions:
Oh.
ammo whammy, barrier,
Protection or deflection? Okay. Ammo whammy,
deflection.
deflection. Okay. Ammo whammy and deflection. Well, you know, because you got that trigonometry, you don't have a multi-action when you're using those 2 particular powers. So what do you got for spellcasting over there?
That's a 12.
All right, if I can get a 12 with the 6 there, keeping in mind that wound, oh no wound penalty for you, so you're gonna
I'm
get-
only tough as nails, not tougher than nails, right?
Yes,
Okay, then I do have a wound penalty
yes,
of
1.
Okay, so
That's gonna be a 6, that's a
you gotta
success
roll
on ammo
again
whammy.
though. It's an exploded die.
Yeah, the 6 and the 1 was the second dice roll on it.
What was the wild die number?
2, I believe.
Oh, that sucks.
Mhm.
I'll take
I
that.
saw it come up on the screen.
I'll take it.
I'm not cheating you, I promise. So that's still a success for ammo whammy, but it's not a race. You get to pick one thing for
Heavy.
the ammo whammy. Going for heavy. And then 1 more of those D12 and D6 for the deflection power.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
Oh,
12
man.
aces also. That's a success with the race. So that means range attacks and hand attacks, they're going to be at a -4. And that stacks with cover. And now for the shooting part.
Yeah.
What do you got for a shooting die?
And yeah, Merc, that is loaded for bear. I got a 12 for a shooting die also.
All right, I'll need another 12 and a 6 for taking a shot at that.
First
flying
live
attack.
stream in a while, you all have this, I know it. #jam.
Ugh.
Well, thank
What?
you.
No!
Oh, it's a bad
Absolutely
friend.
not.
You know
Oh
it.
boy.
Don't
Thank
talk
you.
to that guy anymore.
Unbelievable.
All right, well, we had a 12 followed by an 11, so that's definitely going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And hit with a raise.
Great.
So what kind of damage you dealing over there normally?
That with the raise, it'll be 4d6.
All right, if I can get 4 6-sided dice rolled for damage against this poor old
Oh.
auto gyro. Oh my.
No. Nope.
We gonna spend a penny to.
I have to spend
roll
2 to do it because I have to go back to halfway there. I don't know where I am on the spectrum right now on the slider there, fellow.
I don't know where you're at on the slider off the top of my head.
Well, I may have to spend 2.
You're right in the middle.
Right in the middle. I don't have to
Oh.
spend 2.
I'm in the middle too.
But I do have that full -2 penalty. So, yeah, since I don't have to spend, I won't. I'm still ruthless, so I can spend a penny and reroll damage.
All right, re-roll those 4 dice for damage to see if we can do better than 13. Oh my, one of those aced. That's definitely going to be higher.
20.
That's going to be 20. And, you know, they do have 7 toughness and 1 wound, which means that's going to be a very dead autogyro unless I can manage to soak it. Oh, I got a jam. I can try
Just
and
now,
soak it.
that thing that you just magically just got. You
Oh,
can use.
that's so interesting.
I'm going to try and soak
Yeah,
that.
see,
Yeah, hop
Chad,
on
that's
it,
why
man.
we don't give James any presents.
Now that's just going to be a flat 6-sided dice roll, but let's see if we can do decent enough. I'm going to need to explode or ace more than once to make difference. That does soak 1 wound, but because you beat the toughness by 13 and inflicted 3 wounds, 2 wounds still go through. And unfortunately, an autogyro has 1 wound before it begins a what we call an uncontrolled descent. Which is rather spectacular considering there's still about 2 feet of flood water on the ground. So it begins to spin rapidly, hits the water, and kind of bounces like a skipping stone across it,
Oh,
crashing into a hillside and exploding in a massive ball of fire.
Shoot me in my guts, you son of a bitch.
All
that was
right,
the only smart ass thing I could come up and say to the helicopter.
let's see who's next on that old initiative count.
I think it's me.
I think you're right.
How injured are you, Vaughn?
Pretty bad.
Okay. Well,
He's bleeding all over the place.
I guess I can,
Pure black blood everywhere.
yeah, I guess I can heal you. But you gotta do me a favor. I want you to tell me you love me. It's so coerced. No, I don't. No, we're not coercing. We're not coercing anyone. I'm just gonna heal you.
That's some gaslighting ass shit right there.
Yeah, see, I didn't feel good.
So you're
I'm
gonna use
back
that
up.
Princess Hedgehog
I'm gonna
healing
use
powers?
that Princess
What is
Hedgehog.
Princess Hedgehog spell casting?
It's a 12.
All right, I'll take a 12 and a 6, -1 because you're in the middle.
Yeah, see, Princess Hedgehog would have gaslit you, but Shane wouldn't, so we're gonna walk that
An
shit
8
back.
is a success with a raise, so that covers 2 wounds in your particular case, restoring you to full health over there, Beaumont. Nicely done, and I believe that takes us to Coyote McCloud.
Are the bigger ships within range of a Winchester?
Oh yeah, you could definitely shoot him with that rifle of yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and see if there like a pilot or something.
There's
you
definitely
know, like
a pilot.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do 2 shots with the Winchester, and I'm gonna aim for whoever's kind of at the top of the formation. Whatever the hope is, we've got some damage as they come to the ground.
Fair enough. Shooting for the pilot at the top of the formation there. It's a heck of a shot with range and with the cover involved, but Coyote is a heck of a shot. So you want to fire twice then, is what you're saying? Or just the once?
I do indeed.
All right. That's going to put a multi-action penalty of 2 on you for the shooting.
Well, I got a 2-gun kit. Does that not apply? to
That
the
only works
Winchester?
when you got a gun in each hand. The Winchester is a rifle. It takes both hands. So do you still want to shoot
I'm
twice?
still gonna do 2 shots.
Still gonna do 2. All right, you're gonna have a -2 for that. You're gonna have a -2 for range, and you're gonna have a -2 for cover for a total
Mark,
penalty
really
of
good sound
6.
effects today.
Yeah, really great sound effects on the train. That's
Wait,
fantastic.
how much is my disadvantage?
It's gonna be a total penalty of 6. It'd only be 4 if you only fired once.
Just shoot once. Just
But
shoot.
you are a heck of a shot, so you never know what could happen.
You
No,
could.
thank you. I will do 1 shot with the Winchester.
All right, it'd only be at a -4 then. What do you got for shooting, Coyote?
I got a D12 plus 1.
All right, a D12 and a D6 would be at a penalty of 4, but it's only at a penalty of 3 because of your plus 1, and that makes the 7 into a 4, which is just enough to hit that pilot. What kind of damage does that Winchester do?
2d8.
I'll take a 2d8 for damage. No raise, unfortunately.
I thought it was pronounced to date.
Yes. 13. Oh man, now that's going to be enough to inflict 2 wounds on the pilot, which would most certainly incapacitate him outright. But seeing as I have a plethora of those jam the works in the store, I kind of want to keep this pilot alive.
boy.
No.
Yeah, don't blame you. Go ahead.
So if I can get a D6 to try and soak that and burn another one of those jam the works.
God dang it.
Just 1 6, just the one. Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
except
It
that
would
it
be just the
aced.
one, but it aced. So that's a 9. I'll go ahead and soak both of those wounds and keep my pilot in the fight.
Man.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, chat, for that jam the works. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh, you do. You do. You love it. Oh,
All right, gang.
James, and you love
We only have
it
one
so
option here, and
much.
you realize what that is. We have to just do so much damage that he has to use all of those in the next 2 rounds. All right, we need him to burn through every damn one of them.
Well, Doc, what you got for us?
Well, I mean, would they be in range of a Gatling pistol or shotgun?
They're going to be at the extreme end on the shotgun, which means not much damage would be inflicted if you shoot them with that.
Well, yeah, let's see. I'll,
The pistol, they'll be slightly more in range for the smaller ones.
I want to cast Smite on my pistol, cracking a flask over the top of it, and I want to just fire off a whole bunch of rounds on one of the
So
bigger
one
ones.
spell casting action, one shooting action.
Yep.
Is that what we're going for?
Mhm.
All right, that means a -2 multi-action penalty. Let's go ahead and do that spell casting roll first. What do you got for that weird science?
For that weird science, that'll be a 12 plus 2.
Ooh, a D12 and a D6, adding 2. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that definitely aced there. So that's gonna be a +4 damage bonus on
All right.
anything that pistol happens to hit. And that's going to go until that particular amount of bullets that's in it is empty.
Okay.
Now, what is the rate of fire on a Gatling pistol?
So Gatling pistol, I mean, it's got a 2d6 for damage, 30 shots.
What's the other
rate of
one?
fire? Oh, 3.
3?
Yeah.
So that means one shooting test fires 3 shots. Still going to get that -2 multi-action penalty, but I need your shooting die, which we're going to roll 3 different times.
Okay, that's a d12.
So I need 3 12s and a 6-sided dice rolled as Doc begins opening fire with a Gatling pistol. Oh, wow.
Dang.
That's awesome that one of my avatars invented that.
Even with that penalty going on, you still managed to hit all 3 times, once with a raise. Now, were you just shooting the machine itself? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, I'm shooting the machine itself.
All right. That's so what kind of damage is that thing doing?
So that's a 2d6 for the Gatling pistol, plus I got that smite damage going.
All right, so one of those is a raise. Let's get it out of the way first. So 3d6 plus 4 for that raise shot. All right, that's going to be 15 on that first one. I'm going to go ahead and keep track of that over here. The next 2 are just going to be the 2d6 plus 4. All right, a 9, and then one more time. Ooh, that one aced. And again. So that's going to be a 23. Now, there is no so-cro I could possibly make to beat all 3 of those.
I feel like if you tried, though, it would. I mean, you should.
Yeah,
definitely try it, yeah.
In a sporting way, you should probably.
Sporting, huh?
Hell yeah.
Well, then I'm certainly not going to do it.
Oh.
However, Doc fires off rapid fire with that Gatling pistol, hitting that auto gyro, and the second one of them goes down, spinning, bouncing, and exploding catastrophically along the water.
Count the shells!
There's only 6 of them left. Still 4 of the bigger ones moving in. And let's deal out some more cards.
Yes, let's.
Oh, I like this.
I bet you.
Nobody else likes this.
Anybody
Oh, man. I
wanna?
thought that was a joker for a second.
No.
Yeah.
Anybody want to spend a penny to get a different card?
No.
I mean, how am I gonna do any better?
You're gonna have a hard time. That's
Yeah.
true. Okay then. I'll just go ahead and go first.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you got less guys in now than you did before, so I'm feeling a little better about this.
That's true, and gonna be a little harder to shoot some of you. Only got 6 sharpshooters left. I'm gonna have them go before the other fellas get their actions. We're gonna split this up into 2, 2, and no, I think we're gonna go 2, 1, 1, 2.
It's time
Wait,
they took
2?
some pot shots. at
Yeah,
me
2
here.
for you.
1, 1, 2.
1 for each of them, and then 2 for Coyote.
You didn't do well enough against me last time? Is that what you were worried about?
Well, you did blow one of them up. Then again, so did Doc. So we'll do that the other way. We'll do 2 at you, 2 at Doc, and 1 at each of the other fellas.
That's right. Sexist.
Now, you're like discounting the possibility of Shane throwing themselves in front of one of their compatriots.
Oh, I'm not discounting it. In fact, I'm counting on it.
You do that for me?
Sure would think about it.
All right, let's start with some of them 10-sided. Let's roll 2 of them there on Beaumont.
No more acing on me. Thank you.
And they're at a -8 to hit you now.
Okay.
Even ignoring 2 points with marksman still puts them at a -6, giving me a 1 and a -3. They're not hitting on that one. We got slightly better chances of hitting the Doc there, so give me 2 more of those 10-sided dice. Getting a 4 and a 4. Both enough, just good enough to hit with that cover in there.
Okay.
But not enough to get raises. So let's roll 2d8 damage on Doc. For that first one getting through. That 8 aces, we might actually hurt him with this one. Gonna get 15 damage against your toughness. What do you got, Doc?
Got an 11. That'll do.
That's gonna be enough to inflict a wound unless you want to try and soak.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and use one of my personal bennies for that.
Spending a
Yeah.
Benny. What do you got for vigor?
Vigor, I got a 10.
All right, roll a d10 and a d6 to try and soak that 1 wound. That 10 aced, and that's definitely going to do it, but just for fun, let's see. That would have soaked 3 wounds.
Okay.
You don't even feel the shot that goes through your overcoat. Now, that second one is going to be another 2d8. Maybe we can do slightly better with that one this time around. 14. Going to be enough to get a shaken result, but not get a wound.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right, so Doc is going to be shaken. Then we're going to fire 1 of those d10s at Shane.
Like, I'm fast on my feet.
Not going to do it. And
Not a
then 1 of
chance.
those at Coyote. Not even close. Now, the bigger ones close the rest of that distance to the caboose car. And out of the back of each one of them, 3 individuals make leaps trying to land on the back of that caboose car. So they're going to make some athletics tests to see if they can actually land on the train or if they land in the water and not on the train.
But you got any more things to throw at them so they can be better at jumping? Doesn't look like it.
No, I used them up, but that's all right. Well, there's 3 passengers on each of the 4 of them, so I need 12 8-sided dice rolled.
What?
You can do them in sets of 6, and that will be fine.
Unbelievable.
Well, 1, 2 of them so far didn't make it. Give me 1 more set. Four of them didn't make it, but that means that 8 did. So there's now 8 of these rapscallions on the train itself, on that caboose car, making their way towards you. They got rifles. No, those ain't rifles. Those are shotguns and cavalry sabers. And that puts you next, Beaumont.
Shane,
Yep.
they're yours.
Okay. Great.
I got something else to do. Nothing personal. We still got 2
There are still 6 of the smaller ones.
of the smaller copters.
Yep, each with a sharpshooter on board.
Mm-hmm.
But those 4 that have dropped their passengers seem to be pulling back.
Do they now?
Yep. Well, they don't have anybody else on board to do anything but fly the dang things.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take our aerial friends out then.
How many?
I guess 3 of them. Gonna 1 action, drop 1 round
Okay.
back into my cylinder. 2nd action, I'm going to raise my shooting skill.
Which is no multi-action penalty because
Right.
of your trigonometry.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
3rd action, fan the hammer.
uh-huh.
And I still got loaded for bear in 5 of those bullets.
That is, in fact, very true. Can I get that spell casting roll first with the D12 and the D6 for boosting your shooting? That's a success with a raise, so your
Thank you.
shooting counts as 2 steps higher.
Okay. And now the actual shooting.
The shooting itself, they'll fan the hammer, which I believe you have improved fan the hammer.
I
did you
do.
not?
I do. Yeah.
So you're still going to be taking a bit of a penalty, but not as much as you would normally. What is your shooting?
Right now it's D12 plus 2.
So even with multi-action and fan the hammer penalty, you're still going to be at D12 minus 1 on 6 shots.
That is correct.
Okay. So I'm going to need 6 12-sided and 1 wild die rolled as he fans the hammer.
Yeah, come on.
And it looks like one of those 12s aced. So we're going to get a 16 on that, which definitely hits. A 7, well, it drops to a 15. 7 becomes a 6, which hits. An 8 becomes a 7, which hits. And an 11 becomes a 10, which hits. You've got 2 hits with raises and 2 hits without.
All right.
So raise damage was again, what, 4d6 you said?
Correct. Yeah.
So let's roll those
46
raise
heavy
damages.
weapon damage.
4d6. Ouch. 16. Okay. Let's go to the next one.
And I'm
If that-
shooting people this time, not
Oh,
just
you're shooting
things.
people.
Yeah.
I see. Ouch. That's 31 on that one. That's horrible and brutally murdered.
And
And
then
then,
like sharpshooters, they make me bleed.
then 3d6 twice for the other shots. As Beaumont fans the hammer, shooting every one of them sons of bitches. 8, okay, I can deal with 8. A 9, I can deal with 9. You know, I'm gonna on both.
They should be 46.
They
Because
should
it
both
should
be?
have been 5d6 for the other ones. I
Oh,
was not
my.
paying attention because it's 3d6.
Okay.
And then it should have been, yeah.
So that one, add another 6-sided dice to that 10.
I'm sorry.
We'll put it at
I was
15.
looking at it the wrong way.
And then add me another 6-sided dice to that 8, just a single one. So that's actually going to be an 11. And then for shits and giggles, add me a d6 to that 31. Becomes a 36. And then add me a d6 to that 16. Which becomes a 20. Now, I'm going to use my jam that works on the 11 and try and soak one of the 4 people you shot, but the other one's got no damn chance in hell, and I ain't going to waste the works on it. Though I get a d6 rolled as that poor bastard tries to not die from getting shot by Beaumont. And I get an ace!
Oh!
Yeah!
Another ace!
He's fine!
Thank you, chat. He's just fine. But you did kill 3 of the sharpshooters, bringing them down to only 3 remaining. That was pretty impressive, Beaumont.
I should have
Shane?
done better.
So, what is the mechanics on weaponizing a goat?
Flip that.
Are you throwing the goat?
I mean, I was thinking I would cast some Beast Friend and then let the goat start punting people off of the train.
Oh, well, that's a little easier. Then I can deal with that. I thought you were talking about hitting somebody with the goat.
Well, I am talking about hitting someone with the goat. I'm just
No, you're
putting
talking
the goat
about the
under
goat
its own
hitting somebody.
power.
There's a slight change in the verbiage there.
Well, now, see, the first one made you look a little more worried, so that's,
Yeah, for the goat.
yeah, because now you're trying to tell me that
Remember that time you killed all the baby dinosaurs?
All right.
Yeah, that
Point
one.
it out.
It's
I
better
didn't
than
kill
what I
him.
was
The
gonna
hack
do.
attack did.
All right, let's try weaponizing a goat.
So again, I gotta ask: are you beast friending it, or are you using
I
the goat?
I am gonna beast friend it and
So you're
let
just
it go.
gonna use the one spell as your only action.
That's the one.
Okay. What do you got for spell casting?
I got a 12.
All right. Give me a D12 and a D6 at a -1 because you're in the middle. And this
Oh,
on a 9.
Maybe try and kung fu any of the 8 guys that are coming to kill us.
that's what I'm sending the goat to do it first. It's a ranged attack now.
Well, a success with the raise. The goat is now your most loyal companion, and it steps beyond the cover and is now between you and, well, all your friends as well, and these approaching hostile individuals. And the goat looks like it is going to refuse to give an inch of ground no matter what they decide to do.
So you're sacrificing the goat so you don't have to punch anything?
No, I was trying to get it to like run headlong into them.
Yeah, it's not going to run from car to car at the moment, but they've got some cars to make it. It's all right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at least you got a goat on your side now in case the fight gets real dangerous.
I like that Coyote has no idea what just happened and just thinks that she has like the greatest goat friend in the world. Like, yeah, did anybody else see that goat? That goat's gonna fight
Not to
for
mention
me.
the laziest tank character.
Yep. That's me.
Well, I'm actually going to
Starting
take
to
that
hurt.
opportunity
Yeah.
from your goat to use this hack attack that they just sent me, which was
What?
very loosely worded and allows me to do a lot with, but is in the spirit of a particular set of events from Masters of the Metaverse years ago involving a train and a buffalo named Taft.
Uh-oh.
This goat is not just a goat, it is in fact a spirit of the West itself, and before your eyes it becomes a great white buffalo. And begins to charge from train car to train car, headed straight for these 8 individuals at the rear of the train.
You know, I take everything I just said back.
I bet you do.
You are a genius and not in the least bit lazy.
I'm going to treat as an area effect attack, and those 8 individuals are going to make agility tests at -2 to attempt to avoid the great white buffalo.
Great white buffalo.
Yes. So give me 8 6-sided dice rolled, all at -2. Well, 2 of them aced it, so they're going to be okay. The other 6, however, yep. 2 of those guys managed to do the drop and hang on to the side of the train car as the buffalo charges through. The other 6 don't move so swift and end up being bounced right over this buffalo, thrown into the waters, bodies and bones broken. And as it reaches the end of the train, the buffalo turns and looks right at you, Shane. Because rears up, moves its legs in the air, and bounds from the train to disappear into the west.
Happy trails, brother.
Shane, did you just do an Experian commercial?
I think that's the greatest thing I have ever caught fishing in my entire life.
Yeah, I don't think that anyone is gonna top that particular move today.
Well, I don't know. I think. Do we
I
have
think
a
we
hack
better
attack?
make sure that we all live so there's someone to tell this ridiculous ass story later.
Indeed. Well, who's after Shane on those cards?
We don't know. We can't see the cards, James.
That's why I said what I said, because I was giving him a chance to change the screen so that we could then see.
It's called a hint.
I don't get it.
That puts you next, Coyote.
Okay, so we got two.
Two of them
are they
still
like,
on
off
the train.
caboose?
2 of them are still on the train. 3 of the sharpshooters are still in their auto gyros, getting ready to shoot again. So you've got 5 total enemies amongst a lot of them.
I feel like being stupid. I think I would like to tie a rope to part of the train and jump into the waters and let the water carry me along the side of the train, and then I'm gonna pop out and I'm gonna take a shot or 2 at one of the guys at the end of the attack. So it's going to be a sneak attack.
I see what you're going for, but I can no longer see you. Oh,
There
now
we
I
go.
can see you again.
There we go.
You disappeared for a moment there, which in fact is precisely what Coyote is intending to do, is disappear beneath the surface of the water. Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to make an athletics test first for that impressive physical maneuver. And this will be a
Absolutely.
multi-action. So what do you got for
I'm
athletics?
gonna go D8.
All right, if I can get a D8 and a D6 rolled, that's 6 aces. Even with a -2, that's still a 9, a success with the raise. And Coyote leaps over the side, hitting the water, disappearing beneath the surface, only to pop up at the rear of the train, guns in hand. Did she tie herself off with the rope? I don't know how she's got both hands free, but she does. You'd have to ask Coyote.
Cowboy shit! Cowboy shit! Okay.
And I'm gonna need 2 shooting tests from you, because you got that 2-gun kid. What is your shooting die?
My shooting die is a D12 plus 1.
All right, so with a -2 multi-action penalty, it's going to be a D12 -1, so I can get 2 12s and a 6.
I'm really happy that the goat's right in the middle of
And the
that.
goat
I
is
can't see
blocking
the
my ability to see what those dice are.
And that's because you don't need to know, because the goat's
Yeah, we
already...
can't see those dice.
Beautiful.
No one can
There
see
it is.
past the
You are
goat,
horrible
which
goat.
makes sense.
would
There we
one
go.
maybe say that it was
We got
the
an 8.
goat?
We have an 8 and a 5, which become a 7 and a 4, which are both going to be successes. And because of your sneak maneuver of dropping in the water, it's going to count to what we call in Savage Worlds as the drop, giving you a +4 damage bonus. So what's the damage on those pistols of yours?
2 D6s on each one.
All right, a 2d6 plus 4 is
Ooh.
going to be a low down 7. Not all that great. And then one more.
Ooh.
Oh,
A
come
9
on.
on that one. But hey, both those fellas are going to be shaken from those results. Not out of the fight yet. Let's see what Doc has planned.
Yeah. So I want to take a stroll down that train to where the bodies are at. And I want to take a couple of them, pile them up on each other.
Nothing
Nothing
sexual,
sexual.
man.
Nothing
right?
sexual, no.
Nothing sexual.
But I mean, tying in with all that stuff, I mean, I did develop a few nasty compounds that I'd like to put into effect here with these bodies, if you wouldn't mind. I want to. You ever seen The Thing?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Nothing sexual.
Nothing sexual, mind you. I wanna shoot them full of some nasty liquid and have something real awful happen with these
Nothing
bodies.
sexual, mind
Nothing
you.
sexual, mind you.
What real awful effect are you going for?
I want some awful transforming body horror monster working on my side.
Nothing sexual.
Nothing sexual. No, I'm not getting anything but the gratification that comes from a brilliant tactical move that is not at all morally reprehensible.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, what you got for that weird science?
That's
Doc?
12 plus 2.
Can I get a 12 plus 2 and a 6 as Doc performs some very unwholesome, very disgusting and disturbing, but very not sexual experiment?
No. I mean, you should have seen what I was going to do with the goat.
I'm just
I mean,
picturing
honestly,
like this
yeah.
freaking man goat, but like with really nice boobs.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my! The bodies melt and bend together, bones snapping and breaking, flesh joining flesh, and these strange sounds it begins to make as it crawls, slides, and mouths its way across the train, moving closer and closer to those two poor bastards hanging on.
Doc, bad guy, good guy.
The one with the gun. It's actually kind of
No,
fascinating.
don't
No, I'm
Him to
talking about
attack
the big
the one
horrible
with the
monster on the
gun.
back of the train.
Oh yeah, no, that's. I mean, it's going to be kind of a neutral party. I think. Stay
Little
away.
heads up next time
Yeah.
would have been nice.
You're going to want to stay away from it.
Well, the two fellas hanging on to the train that have been shaken already are going to have to make fear tests because, well, this is Deadlands. So if I can get two six-sided dice roll to see if they can stomach the sight of this monstrosity created by Doc Van. That is not going to pass those fear tests. Both of them very willingly release their hold on the back of the train, splashing down in the water rather than deal with
Try their luck and swim.
whatever that thing is that's on the back of the train.
I'm
So
thinking
the
about doing the
eldritch
same damn
horror
thing.
that was summoned by chat is not as scary to them as the eldritch horror that Doc here created.
That is correct. The spirit of the West is rather inspiring, even if you happen to be smashed into pieces by one.
It's a noble beast.
Whereas Doc's creation is, well, a monstrosity, is it's saying it.
It inspires nausea.
Yes,
It's technically a war crime.
it is very much a war crime. And I think that's going to finish out that round. We're going to deal out another set of cards.
I do like seeing it when the bad guys are smart.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, nope.
nope.
No, thank you.
Now, I think
What is it?
there's
You have
at
to
least
give me another one.
person,
You're in the
yeah.
middle, so I got to give you another one.
I swear, you got to give me another one.
Can't have that one either. We're getting rid of all the low cards.
Yeah.
There
we
you go.
What? Right behind you again. We shouldn't let you deal
Come
with
on.
cards, man.
You're still winning.
It seems unethical, is all I'm saying.
But hey, with that, and because he stepped out in the open, my three sharpshooters are all going to fire at Doc, because, well, what he just did is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
I thought they were dead. How many sharpshooters?
I'm almost considering shooting at him, so.
So I'm going to get three 10-sided dice as they shoot at Doc, and because he's not in cover, they're going to use that marksman ability of theirs to get a +1 on those shots. Meaning all three are going to hit you, Doc.
Okay.
If I can get 2d8 rolled 3 different times on Doc for damage. Let's see if we can bring down the creator of monsters. 12.
Ooh, that just makes it. Yeah, 11. So,
All right.
Yeah.
Gonna record that down here. Give me another one. See if we can stack those up and get ourselves a wound. 13. We in fact can stack that up because 2 shaken results will get us a wound. And then 1 more damage roll. Not enough to do anything. So you're gonna take a wound from that, Doc.
All right.
Now, at this point, I would just like to point out that I am doing double duty as the tank and the healer, so you can just back right off.
You heard it here, folks.
What was that now?
Hey, what?
No.
Nothing. You look real pretty in the moonlight. Shoot, I'm not good at that stuff.
So we're gonna get yourself a wound there, Doc. You're gonna be
Okay.
bleeding a bit now. And then, well, it's on to you, Beaumont.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna reload.
Oh, shot all you had, didn't
Yeah.
you?
I can't reload and do anything else, right?
Not if you're loading all the way up to 6 again.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Well then, who's after you? No, Beaumont. What? It's you, Shane.
It is me. So here's my question. We all saw what Doc Vandal done made. Is it worth healing him?
That is a question for the ages.
What
You're
are my
taking
targets
much-
again?
There are 3 sharpshooters in those gyrocopter things still flying
How
around.
susceptible are gyrocopters to fire?
About as susceptible as anything else.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Great. So we're gonna take a page out of Coyote's book here, and we are gonna fire at the head of the formation, hoping that they take out some damage.
And what exactly are you using to fire at the head?
I'm gonna be using Firebolt.
Oh, fire, a bolt of fire. Well, that's going to be a spellcasting
It
bolt.
sure is.
Being in the middle, that puts you at a -1, so you get a
It does, but
D12
rolling on a 12.
and a D6 from that spellcasting
Sorry,
roll.
Doc.
Oh no, I, Xander, do not blame you at all.
A 7 is a success, not a raise, but a success. Do you want to pay more points for increased damage or keep it with the flat 2d6?
I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna pay more points.
All right, going up to 3d6 on it. So if I can get 3d6 rolled for damage on that auto gyro. And one of those aced. And that's an 18, which is going to beat that auto gyro's toughness by 11.
Shoot.
I'm going to try and soak that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a 6-sided dice rolled as I try to soak that wound from that explosive fire, which would be very terrible.
No.
Oh, that was a jam the works wasted. And an auto gyro explodes in a ball of fire. The other two fellas are going to make piloting tests at D8 to try and not get caught up in that explosion. I can get 2 8-sided dice rolled. A 6 and a 4, both of them are going to be swift enough on the controls to move out of the way and not get themselves killed. But that does mean that there's only 2 left. And, well, it's your turn, Coyote, and you're essentially inventing water skiing without water skis right now.
I just got 2 strong feet, you know? I think I would like to, yeah, I'm gonna go.
So while you're making that decision, chat, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get some fan art of Coyote water skiing off a train.
In a
I think
nun
what I'm
outfit.
gonna do-
In a
but
nun
but tied
outfit.
up like a halter top.
Still wearing her hat though.
She's like trying to show
Yeah, yeah.
cleavage in her habit.
That's
so
all I
yeah,
want. It's not a tall order.
I'm gonna do, let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna be water skiing, so it's tied around my waist. That's how this is all working. Lots of core work. And I'm gonna do two-gun kid twice at 3 of the copters.
Well, there's only 2 of them left.
Oh, there's 2 of them, yeah. Two-gun kid, double each one of the copters.
All
for
right,
both of the
so
copters.
gonna be at a -2 multi-action penalty, but you're gonna shoot 4 total times. So let's, what do you got for shooting again? I forget.
D12 plus 1.
For shooting, it is a D12 plus a 1, please.
All right, so it'll be at -1 with the multi-action penalty, and 1 more 12-sided dice because of her 2-gun kid. Yeah, that's gonna be a 6 and a 9. That's gonna hit twice on that first one, and then let's repeat it on the second one.
That's exactly what
7
it'll do with races.
and a 10. So on both of those, you hit once and hit with a raise once. So we're gonna get 2d6 damage and 3d6 damage done to each of them separately. First one, 8. All right, and then a 3d6 on it. That's bearable. 6, cool. And then let's repeat that and do a 2d6 and 3d6 on the other one. 6 aces.
I like that look on Elise's face. It's like,
And
big
then
money, big
one
money, big money.
more
No
there.
ways.
Oh my.
Yep.
Oh!
Come on now.
Well, I got one of those jams left, so I'm gonna use it on the littler one that you only barely beat. That big one, that's gonna do the job on it. That first shot though, I'm gonna try and soak. So if I can get 1 6-sided dice roll to try and soak that one, that'll do. That'll do nicely.
Oh.
So one of those is going to survive your barrage of fire there, Coyote. But the second one, you hit it right in the boiler and set off a chain reaction that blows it completely out of the sky. Bits of pieces flying everywhere. Even an arm comes to land down on that monstrosity that Doc created and kind of just joins into the mix,
Yeah.
melting into it. It's rather disturbing.
It is one of those.
Yeah.
And that takes us to you, Doc.
All right.
One of them flying things left.
One of them flying things left. All right. Well, you know, I don't need to get fancy. I still got smite on my Gatling pistol. I'll take
You
a
do?
few shots at it. Yeah.
All right, just gonna do one shooting test.
Yeah. Let's make it 2. Yeah, let's
All
get
right.
fancy. Yeah.
So you will be at a penalty of 2, but you're gonna shoot. Your rate of fire 3 twice. And what do you got for a shooting die?
That's a 12. Yeah.
All right, so I get 3 12s and a 6 from Doc. Going with the Gatling pistol. Well, we're gonna have a 9 and a 6, so we got a hit with the raise and a hit, and then we do it again. Almost a critical failure, but not quite. But no hits at least. But one hit and one hit with a raise. What's your listed damage on that Gatling?
Listed damage, that's a 2d6.
So we've got a 3d6 plus 4 and then a 2d6 plus 4 after that. Uh-oh. So 19 on that first one, and then 2d6 plus 4 for the follow-up shot. And I ain't got no more of them Jan the works to soak anything with. And a 9. And in a second fiery explosion, the last one of those autogyros is taken out of the air. That is a small fortune in pursuit that just came after you. They must really want this train back.
Well,
Yeah.
this is a big fortune
Well, I mean,
we got here.
No, they can't have it.
It seems not.
We got plans for this.
Of course, Doc's creation is a bit unstable, and as a few more minutes pass, it begins to keep melting and breaking, and then kind of just oozes over the caboose car, covering it in a slime of melted people.
Okay.
The odor is unpleasant, to say the least.
That is a very fascinating
Yeah,
fact.
I am
Yeah.
of the people that we killed. They don't even have little gold ghosties floating out.
None of them so far. Didn't
Oh.
seem like it.
All right.
Well,
But to your experienced eye, those look like boys from the Pinkerton Agency, if you're not mistaken.
Well, I mean, how else are they going to afford those helicopters, right?
Yeah, which makes sense to what Coyote knew about the people who was headed to guard that train. It was supposed to be Pinkertons. Somebody must have telegraphed for help when you stole that train.
I'm
on the
amazed the
positive side
telegraph
of
didn't
things-
get knocked out by the flood.
On the positive side of things, you are starting to go uphill, and before long, you're out of the mud and muck and water and moving over solid ground, picking up speed again, almost moving at normal train speed. It's a little bit slowed down from all the floodwater damage that got done and debris that got locked up down there, but it's still cruising along about as fast as a horse can gallop.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
All right.
People catching up.
Does anybody else miss the goat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I miss when it turned into a magical buffalo and destroyed our enemies for us. Everybody else saw
We just
that,
had
right?
a. Oh yeah. No, you weren't that drunk.
I mean, we got my thing. That's pretty much as good, you know. It's pretty palatable.
It
I
somehow
think good is the
smells
opposite of
worse
what it
than
is.
the goat.
I think it is definitively evil.
I think it's got wide appeal across a wide cross section of potential, you know, individuals. I mean, I
The
think
only wide appeal it has is the skin and flesh that was appealing from it the entire time it was alive.
you could put that on lunch boxes, on you know,
The
wagons. I mean,
Make children the world over.
yeah.
Now, I
Are
have a
you
question.
merchandising your abominations?
Well, you got to think long term. You see, you know, this
Samson's Abominations Inc.
You mentioned that that thing smelled real bad,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we just learned about some of the hygiene practices of the dock here, and I'm just wondering which one smelled worse.
It is a tough call, but the oozed thing is a little worse.
Hey, Doc, you're moving up in the world.
hey, it's all contrast.
Finally decided that you can make something more horrible than yourself.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I take that. I take that as a compliment.
You should. It was meant as
Well, that's why I keep all you around.
Yep, that's why we only talk once every 5 or 7 years.
You miss me and you know it.
I do.
Now, riding along, you start
I
to
ain't
see
getting better though.
the most damn sight you have ever seen and you have seen some strange things in your day. But there are folks closing in towards that train from all sides. Cowpokes, even a granny or two riding a mule, wagons. Looks like every homesteader, farmer, rancher, or cowboy in the entire region is headed towards that train.
New friends?
Yeah, they are.
Now, I got a bounty or two on my head and had, the odd farmhand try to turn me in for it, but this is something different.
And how about we system shock everybody, because I got one.
That seems nice. Do it.
All right.
Let's start over there with Coyote and Ranger Rhonda. Let's move you into the middle. Let's let Rhonda have a say in what happens next. How about over there, Beaumont and Jonah Mox? We're gonna go ahead and let Jonah Mox out to play. Going full avatar over there. Oh, excuse me, pilot. Sorry. Over there.
I knew what you meant.
With Doc and Paul in there, you're gonna stay exactly where you're at.
Okay.
No moving. Right in the middle still. And for Shane and the princess, you are also going to stay exactly where you're at. No moving.
I'm just saying, this is probably my most powerful state right here.
Yep, not moving one bit. Got a little bit of movement on that system shock. I'm a little disappointed, but it'll have to do.
Get used to it, James.
Oh,
Sorry,
I'm
I
getting
need to talk a little less smack when we've got Chatty and Nancy over here.
I see that. Well, you got every, looks like, person of any type from all around closing in.
Yeah,
And something
there they
about
are.
it just don't feel right to you, Jonah Mox.
Yeah, it's them.
It definitely appears to be.
They have gotten very, very desperate.
Yeah, there's-
Them? Oh, right there.
Galvanic Collective. Bad news. Well, how far away are they?
Some of them are within a
Hashtag
few-
fourth wall. Let's hear how Paul feels about people's soup.
That's a great idea. You know, we've got a reliable source here. Let's hear how Paul feels about.
Oh, this is good.
And I claim limited responsibility for it. I didn't develop the concoction, and I didn't really do the injecting either. That was all him. But I've got to say, it really is a fascinating process. I mean, if you can meld biological creatures that easily in a technological setting like this, I mean, the possibilities really are endless. In the mind of someone less twisted, such developments could be used for treating all kinds of diseases, birth defects, really long-term. A lot of good could be done with this, and a lot of bad, and a lot of things in between. On an aesthetic level, the creature was awful. It was really bad for my eyes to look at. It was about on par olfactory-wise as just being here with this man. So overall, I'd say my impressions of the experience were akin to, say, a really bad day at school where you still learned a lot of useful information.
Do you need a specimen jar to take
Nothing sexual
samples
about
with?
it.
I mean, I didn't find it, arousing in any way. That's not really my bag. But yeah, actually, I think I will take some samples with me. Oh wait, I don't think that's actually going to carry over. But I will inspect some.
So as I was saying, some of them are within a few hundred yards, and some of them are just at the edge of sight. Some of them are ahead of you, some are you behind. Well, looks like there is trouble ahead and trouble behind, and you're in the train.
Wonderful. Nothing like being in a Casey Jones situation.
I mean, the amount of trouble is questionable as it includes homesteaders, grannies, cowboys, ranchers. Not all of them even have guns.
Yeah.
A lot of them, in fact, do not. But they are certainly closing in, and worse still, breaking through the clouds behind you and cruising in fast, real fast. One of those galvanic collective flagships, one of the big ones, must be a mile long,
Well,
loaded with hundreds and hundreds of those robot troops of theirs and mechs. Doesn't look like you're gonna get out of this one.
okay, so we've got a bad news situation. I don't think we should kill any of these people that are coming this way.
I mean, I prefer not to, but I mean...
That being said, all these people this way that aren't people but are in fact space aliens in robot suits, most of our guns aren't built for this shit.
True.
Other bad news, this body is fucking wasted. I mean, like, I'm not gonna remember any of this.
I mean, I'm right there with you, Clouder.
But I also really don't want to get shy because you guys are my friends and you're important to me. You know, I love you guys. We haven't been.
Oh, Beaumont, you're getting the sentimental part of your drink.
Yes, I am Ranger Rhonda.
Oh,
Oh boy, I am really drunk. Okay,
well, I think
no,
I
this is a
can
good
handle
time
the
to try it.
grays.
I'm doing it.
Is there any way we can make the train go faster? I know we can't outrun the spaceship, but we can at least maybe outpace the people we don't want to kill.
I'm gonna do it.
I can
Today
work
is
on that.
Plasma Day.
Oh,
I'm doing it. I can do this. I can do this. It's just a normal state of matter for most things. Because you got liquid, right? And you got solid, okay?
You got
And you
jam.
got gas, okay? Those are easy. Those I can do those most of the time. Like good. I would say in the 80s-ish percentile range.
No,
The
8 was
plasma
closer than 80.
is the fourth state of matter, and I should be able, like that. I can just be plasma. And I can jump
Right.
right into that furnace and we'll go real fucking fast for a while. Until I burn out. Couldn't do it too long.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm fine.
You want a little ghost drive? Can I help you?
No.
Plasma!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Give you a little hit.
I didn't need
you
that.
made yourself a little
I don't
puzzle.
even have taste buds and that was terrible. What's wrong with you? Plasma form! Plasma form. Doing it.
What do you got for focus over
I
there?
think I pooped a little. Oh God. Lots. I'm made of focus. 8.
All right, if I can get a D8
So
and a
medium
D6
great.
as an extremely inebriated Jonah Mox attempts to turn to plasma.
Now, does he have a
Yeah!
on that?
Oh!
Who's your guy? Plasma Mox!
Oh, man.
Plasma Mox. And you're getting into the furnace, Plasma Mox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting in the first. They're gonna go so fast.
All right, the train
Choo choo!
immediately begins to pick up speed, and quite a bit of speed. Take a wound, Jonah Mox.
Yeah, I would think
Oh,
so.
man.
I would think so. Ow, 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 ow! Plasma
Get out!
Mox
Get out!
I'm just watching all of this real close.
And in moments, the train must be doing 65, 70 miles per hour.
That's fine.
And it is just blowing by all these people who are trying to ride up and board it and get anywhere near it. There's just no chance for any of them. But that ship is closing in fast and
Okay.
starting to descend a little lower and a little lower.
Are we beating them? I can't see anything.
And a little lower, it's
Y'all-
getting closer.
I
Y'all-
thought that
How's
was
there?
around.
You got any more in there? Okay.
Y'all, I'm full of stupid ideas, and I've always been full of stupid ideas. Stealing this train, it wasn't about getting the money. I just needed a reason to see you all again, and so there's no buyer at the other end of this train. It's ghost rock that we can sell, but I just needed to tell y'all that you're my family, and I believe that Beaumont and Shane, I think once I stop making you do stupid shit like this, that you're gonna find that little windmill out on the prairie and you're gonna spend your days out there.
Oh, yeah.
I love you guys.
Beaumont's
I-
super into it.
Which is
And
really interesting
Coyote's
because so is
gonna
Shade.
Coyote's gonna run and grab some of the ghost rock, and as soon as that ship is close enough, use the lasso and whip herself up onto the ship.
Okay.
Fucking Wonder Woman.
I'm gonna need an athletics roll from you for that.
Okay,
What do you got for athletics over there?
I got a D8.
All right, if I can get a D8 and a D6, I have a bad feeling as to what Coyote is planning on doing. And you lasso on board that and start climbing up on it with a sack of ghost rock slung over your shoulder, climbing onto the top of that ship as it's getting closer and closer to the train. What exactly you intended to do with that sack of ghost rock?
Too mushy
as-
hashtag jam.
No,
Why,
no.
thank you.
Unbelievable.
As Coyote contemplates where her life has ended up and how she used to be a good person and is not anymore in any sense of the word, she's gonna shove Ghost Rock into the engine of the ship and let it blow itself up in a beautiful fireworks in the sky.
Wait, what?
All right, I want you to repeat that a little slower, please, so that everyone hears
Okay.
exactly what this is. I heard you. I just want to make sure everyone understands exactly what's about to happen.
Right. So, in a moment of moral insight, Coyote has decided that she needs to make up for all the horrible stuff she's done in her life and get back to being the good person that she used to be when she was the Robin Hood of the West, before she got addicted to train heists, and protect her family, her chosen family, which are the people below. And I want to take the ghost rock and I want to shove it in the engine of the ship and let it blow itself up in the sky.
All right. There is no coming back from that, Coyote.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you keep saying let it blow itself up. What I'm hearing is blowing you up.
I don't see much of another way out of it where 4 people with pistols and a train can get away from a giant galvanic collective ship.
All right. Coyote scales up that ship, makes her way along it, shoves a bag of ghost rock straight into those rocket engines in the back of that thing. And an explosion begins to rip through it. And you get a last brief glimpse of Coyote on top of that ship as it's exploding up. And she doesn't look panicked. She doesn't look upset. Doesn't look surprised. In fact, if you said anything, Coyote looks happy. She's smiling at you. And that's the last you ever see of Coyote McCloud. Or that galvanic collected ship, for that matter. Which becomes a fiery inferno, and as it explodes in the distance behind you, where all them grannies and cowpokes and everyone was chasing you, bits of golden energy just fly from their bodies and begin bouncing all over the place, and disappearing up into, well, who knows where.
Cheers.
the nearest galvanic collective ship that can take them.
Unfortunately, there ain't one in this dimension.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long trip.
Gonna be a lot of galvanic ghosts
Yeah.
or something up there.
I'm
Slower than light.
getting out of the furnace,
All right,
going back to normal form.
you're smoking quite literally as you go back to normal form and not entirely clothed.
Hot damn.
That's fine. Spending 3 bennies, all personal,
Okay?
to move myself all the way over to Avatar,
All right, full avatar.
and then back 1 more to the middle.
And then back. Oh my.
I'm serious, man.
Okay. But
Also-
Beaumont's back.
Also, I can see straight again, which is nice.
You'll find yourself, Beaumont, not entirely seeing straight. There's something in your eye.
What is it?
It's like water in your eye.
No.
Dripping
no,
out?
it ain't nothing of the sort. Unless there be an allergic reaction to being inside of a furnace. Well, I'm not even sure what that thing was. 100%.
I got some notion. I don't know how.
I know what it took with it though.
Past, I guess.
I guess.
It's the end of the game. Be rich though. Very, very rich.
You know,
Why don't
I
we see
got
where
a
these tracks
notion.
end?
Coyote used to be the Robin Hood of the West. And it seems to me it would be awfully wrong of us to be the only ones who benefited from this haul. And in her memory, I reckon we ought to do some good with it.
All right. As long as there's enough left over for a little piece of land, lab for the doc, maybe a little house.
You gotta promise me it's gonna have a windmill though.
It will. If I have to build it with my own 2 hands, the devil can take the day off.
You won't be building it alone.
Nope. I'll be building it with somebody I love. Let's go on now.
And with that, the white light of dimensional travel surrounds you, and you find yourself back on the Reliance, stepping out of your metapods. Rhonda's already there, and she doesn't look so well.
What's happening, Ranger?
I didn't ever think about goodness hurting someone. But I don't know if Coyote really was hurt in the end. I was with her. We were sharing the body, and I could tell that she wanted to do this for her friends and to bring goodness back into the world. And I looked at my time here with all of you, and I realized that goodness is important, and it's something that should be nourished and spread and trade. So I think I'm going to open my own academy. I loved my time at the academy, and I learned to protect people And even though it was tough, I never lost my own search for goodness. And I want to bring that to other people. So, as much as we are saving the universe one metaverse at a time, I would like to take other people in and help them learn how to be good and to spread light in the world.
Oh, so you want to start your
Because-
own crew then?
No. I want to train people who will one day come and knock on your door and try and be on your crew and will hug you in a way that probably won't break your bones.
I don't have bones.
Neither
Okay.
do I.
Yeah, fair.
Just hedgehog then. Sorry about that one time I broke some of your bones.
Yeah, it's okay. I took care of it.
Still hasn't apologized for that time she drank me.
Nor have I, to be fair.
It
Nor have I.
felt strange. But I just wanted to say that you are all welcome at Rhonda's Space Ranger Academy anytime.
Wait, where
And
are
I
you?
just think we're going, oh, sorry. I'm gonna go back to the Hope Colony and I'm gonna train people to fight for justice and light and to take out the bad guys just like you guys do and we do every day. And whether or not that's punching Nazis because they deserve to get punched or saving the souls of lost, people who have done bad things in their life and maybe could be good again.
Is this because I rigged the chore wheel so you always ended up with toilets?
No, I like cleaning the toilets. You know that. I love watching
I
things
thought
sparkle.
so.
It's not about you guys. It's not. Being here has been amazing, but I just feel like I can do the most good by inspiring the light inside other people.
Can we at least come and visit you from time to time?
Oh my god, I would love that! We could have a sleepover!
Yeah, I've only been to Hope Colony the one time.
It would be a fun time, I think. Yes.
Okay, so sleepover
I have
activities.
presents for all you guys. Okay, Princess, I want you to have my ant friend. Take really good care of him.
This
He's
is-
just dust.
I think between me and Paul, we might be able to figure something out. Do you think you can bring an ant back to life?
I mean, with some
Just
of the
add
things
water,
I've learned,
right?
Yeah. I think so.
That would be amazing because I still feel really bad about what happened. For Paul, I have 2 of my hairs because I know you wanted to sequence my DNA for some strange reason. So that is for you.
Okay, Aunt
Don't
Rhonda
even tell her that
hybrid.
you had me steal 2 of her hairs months ago.
Oh, yes. The clone is coming along quite nicely.
There's no clone.
That was a joke.
What? Okay.
Clone with ant
to,
properties.
To
Really?
John Stone, I give one of my potatoes.
Oh, it looks just like him.
It kind of does.
And I don't say anything. I just salute. Can't quite get it out.
You know what this is.
You know what this is. To Vector Rain, I leave my pistol, even though you already have way
So
too many, and this probably isn't as nice, but I know you like shiny things, and this is the shiniest thing I own, so there you go. And to Jonah Mox, I leave my human shield badge because it's going to remind you every day that there's a part of you that cares about people and wants to protect your friends.
Yeah. All of these guys. And you. How am I supposed to do that when you're gone?
I believe in you.
So now I get to be the human shield because you're quitting. That's great.
Yeah. Get ready for a lifetime.
I
I
can
feel
feel you
nothing
leaning
about
with your
this.
sarcasm.
Oh. And folks, well, that is the end of the episode, but not the end of the episode. That's just the end of today's story. I want to announce that we have just launched a poll in our Twitter for one of the settings that you get to pick for next season. That's right. You either get to choose from ETU, East Texas University, Freedom Force, or Necessary Evil, and the one that you vote for will show up in next season.
I suggest you look up all of them.
Yes, I
Find out what
strongly
they are. They're
suggest.
great Savage World settings. Take a look at what they are and see what you like.
So
Pick the one you like.
On
don't
top of
vote
that,
blindly.
I would like to let you guys know next season will start immediately next week. We don't have a break. We're going right into next season next week, and we've got a special guest star coming into the studio next week.
Oh, I'm very excited about our special guest star.
And I also want to give a moment, because this is Elise's last regularly scheduled appearance with us, to give you guys all a moment to talk to chat and talk to each other about your experience in the past 2 seasons doing this show together. So take it away, guys.
Yeah.
I got one more
I,
segment coming when you're done.
So I'm sure it has become obvious now. I got offered a dream job of mine to be an artistic director of a theater company down in California. So I am down here right now, and I just wanted to say what an amazing, amazing time this has been. This was so much fun to start through in California or in the pandemic. And getting to be a part of this community has been just what a fun, supportive group of people, both on the chat and in the Discord, chats, and everybody who's sitting at that table 1,000 miles away from me. I would like to hug all of them right now.
We wouldn't mind hugging you too.
This has been fantastically special to me. So when given the opportunity of whether or not to leave a character who might be able to just, pop in, leave some updates, how it's going at the Ranger Academy, I was very happy. So I just wanted to say thanks to Christian and James and everybody at Zoe for letting me come and play.
No, hopefully this is not the last time, and I don't think it will be. I'm sure we can find things for a very talented actor-comedian to do, even if we have to get you to fly up here for whatever reason. It's been so great doing this with you. I know you only were pretty new to gaming when we asked you to do this, and I remember when you first tried D&D, so it was not that long ago, even though it was several years ago now. And when we thought about who we wanted for this show, you were the very first name on our list for new people, and it's been really great having you on for 2 seasons. I'm really sorry we don't get you longer. But that's very selfish of me, because you elevate all of us. Our performances are that much better because you play with us, and that's what you want in a fellow actor and a fellow player at the table too. Just you're just fun to game with on top of that. So we're really gonna miss you. Well, I'm really gonna miss you.
Hey.
They won't. They hate
No,
you.
no. The first few games that we played, I was really struggling because everything that came out of your mouth was so funny.
So funny.
And I'm used to it now, so whatever.
Yeah.
But seriously, those first few episodes, I was just hyperventilating, laughing on my end, being like, now I have to make a choice about. No, I can't. Yeah, it was just.
Don't break character too much. Don't break too much.
Yeah, I gave up.
Tasteful enough.
I gave up.
I'm such an advocate now for people who, it's hard when you have never played something like this before, because there is a community of people who know so much about it. It can be intimidating. And people have been so amazing and kind in helping me learn mechanics and not making it too hard or too much about the numbers. So I really appreciate that. It was something I kind of had always wanted to try, but was always very kind of scared of. So this was very painless and wonderful. And so always help out your baby gamers. We're out there. Find your friends who are like, oh, I have always wanted to try. Like, they'll get addicted very quickly. So pull them into the world. I now own multiple dice sets, so the world is just opening up for me.
Yeah, I remember when I bought my first set and I was like, this is it. I'm not gonna become a dice goblin.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And now just like,
And now you're a
Yes.
dice goblin, right?
Literal.
Gotta do it.
A literal dice goblin.
All right. Well,
yes, I know that James is a very good GM. That's why I like playing with him so much.
I'm terrible.
Steph and James take
He's
the compliment.
Yeah, that's why we gave him this job, is because he's fucking terrible at this job.
Makes us look
He's
good.
so bad.
We wanted to like
He's also
lower
a
the
hell of a
quality of the show by
bartender,
having
too.
just a subpar game master on it.
Well, here's the thing. It
Good
makes the
try.
rest of us look so much
Exactly. I look very competent by comparison.
The big question
So
is,
I will be.
whoever comes next
Go
is
ahead.
gonna have such huge, stupid shoes to fill.
Yeah,
Like,
that's,
Right?
that's rough.
better.
Yeah.
Those ranger boots are big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid shoes, though. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'll be in the chats. You'll find me. I'll be Elmo shoes, so I'll be the one creeping, making weird call outs and taking
Making
way too much
ranger
money because
moves.
I'll be like sad and drunk.
I'm still pushing for that sleepover though. We got to teach Paul how to braid hair.
Oh man. Yeah. No. I'll try not to steal it.
Hey chat. I believe in the hack attack of the Rhonda clone very much.
Yeah. Oh, is that a thing? Okay. I mean,
I mean, it's got to be a thing.
the seed has been planted. It's canon. I mean, something's. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Chekhov's
seed,
hair. Yeah.
The seed is in a test tube, I think, is really what we're.
Oh yeah.
Unless they grow out of the ground like goblins do,
Oh, my
in which
goodness.
case, Ranger Clone is my sister.
Or I just synthesize everyone together into some sort of
No,
unholy
we don't do that. We don't do
abomination.
that.
No,
Great.
no,
Yeah.
no
Like
more
the worst
blobs.
Captain Planet ever. By your powers combined, I suck.
It's just 4 sets of negatives. Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing so many seasons with us, Elise, and being a part of this. You were
Yeah.
amazing.
We'll get you back. You'll see.
I hope
Ain't
so.
no getting away.
Oh, try and stop me.
That's literally the opposite of what I'm talking about doing.
Well, I think we owe chat one more story time.
Yes, we do.
It's been saved up for a little while. So it seems you wanted to hear about the arrest and parole of Jonamox. I can give you a moment, but I'm a busy man, as you might recall. I have a job to do. Jonamox was one of my first cases. His entire species was, in fact, on a list to have their dimension locked down in entirety. The only thing that stopped me was the simple matter that due to the actions of Antonius Basileus, they were all doomed to die. Their entire dimension was going to be wiped from existence. Arresting him was, in fact, saving his life. And why exactly would I do that? Well, let's just say I have an understanding of what it's like to be an outcast among your own people. He reminded me of, well, me. Typically, I would find that problematic at best. But considering Crash Jackson's plan for the Reliance, Jonamox seemed like the perfect fit. And everyone deserves a second chance, or so Crash keeps telling me. But don't tell Jonamox any of that. It might go to his head. And keep an eye on him for me, will you? Help him become better, like you did for me. I'd appreciate that. Well, time to go back to work. Beings to arrest, laws to enforce. You understand. Oh, one more thing. If you see Milkshake, tell her I said hello.
Packed ourselves in
And
we're out.
Jonamox's
Yep.
head. Oh,
Bye, everybody.